We are in the Redwoods National Forest, specifically Prairie Creek State Park, hiking today. And we're piecing together some trails. So I'm not entirely sure of length or hike time. Most of them are all like not even a mile long each, but we're doing quite a few of them today. If my calculations are correct. So, yeah, we're gonna see some big old redwoods today. Join me! Talking to a couple people in the parking lot, I decided to take the less exciting trail or section of the trail first. Just so, you know, I wasn't let down after I see all the cool redwoods. So this part is fairly normal looking, although we do have these to our side, but for the most part, looks like your normal little woods. Didn't see a ton of bear warning signs in the parking lot, so you know, I'm not quite sure of their activity in the area. However, all of the trash cans are bear proof, so I'm assuming, you know, they do get some, oh cool, they do get some traffic here. Yeah, they just look like trees on the camera, but let me tell you, you're teeny. Let me see if I can turn you around. Yeah. But anyway, mostly crow. We're in the parking lot. So, so you know. But, you know, better safe than sorry. Try to talk through this trail or trails as we go. We are just south of Crescent City, California. I'm gonna go to Humboldt after this, which is another state park area for redwoods, and see what that looks like too. If you notice, beanie and warm clothes on. It is 50 degrees this morning, but no sun, just like the breeze. So a little chilly, but not bad. I'm sure honestly that I have this big kind of flannel jacket on, I'm sure I'll shed later. This is just to give you a little bit of a perspective of what kind of trees we are working with here. They are massive in comparison to your small little body walking these trails. It's quite a sight to see. I absolutely love experiencing things that make you feel like literally this big in the world. And let me tell you, you feel tiny. You feel tiny in these trees. So cool. Apparently I'm not talking enough. I was just scared. I don't know what it was. Not huge, but something big enough to make a ruckus under the leaves. I look at this little grove. These are just little baby ones. I need song recommendations for my next hike. So, comment below a song you'd like to hear me perform. Just kidding. No, just one that I could sing in my head. Maybe with the lyrics, or like a link so I can like brush up on the song. Cause Heidi Ho Neighbor Joe, that little jingle, it's not cutting it anymore. I'm going to the Cathedral of the Trees trail. So I like passed by Elk Prairie Trail. Oh my gosh, look at this beetle. Look at him, look how big he is. Anywho, so I passed by Elk Prairie. However, think I can hear a little waterfall. But no, sticking to the trails that I chose, because I have no idea how long this is actually going to take anyway. So better be safe than sorry. Sounds like a little waterfall anyway, and I've seen quite a few big ones, so I'll be fine. And today on Jessica's hiking journey, bear talk number, I don't know, 3, 4, I don't know. We are looking out for banana slugs. Okay, I have only seen one. Washington also is known for them. I only saw one in the whole rainforest, but talked to a guy at the visitor center, and he said, have you seen them yet? Because they're all over. So this is probably part of the waterfall, I heard. Oh. Should I rename these videos? Because bear talk, I'm not talking about bears. I'm talking to deter them. So, misleading. Or I could just acquire a bunch of facts about them and then just integrate them into my ramblings. Probably not though. It warmed up and I got sweaty. I do have a grievance with a lot of these national parks that their trails, first of all, are not super well marked. Even like the map in the parking lot area did not have the names to any of the trails, nor mileage or anything. Like, luckily I got this yesterday at a visitor center stop that I made. But if I had just come to this trail to be like, oh, I wonder, no, you're not getting any of that information. And like, there's one sign back there for the rhododendron trail, which splits off into 2 other trails. First of all, it's a lie. Didn't say which one was which. And secondly, my trail that I needed was before the rhododendron trail. It kind of like veered off to the left. Not a marking. So to walk back, and there's a log, so I was like, I lost my way. But there's a log in the trail that you had to cross over, and I'm like, how's anyone supposed to know this? Like, maybe there'd be fewer rescues needed if we just had like better marked trails, you know? I think we can do that. I think we can, guys. Together we can do anything. I want to preface it by saying I don't think it's my mapping skills, because honestly, again, I'm navigating without them, but it's just like unnecessary, like having to be, you know, a little Sherlock Holmes while you're on the trail, like trying to stay alive. Not needed. Like, I want to use my detective skills to try to figure out, you know, what that noise was, if that little trickle is a stream or someone peeing, you know, and like, where are the banana slugs? Let me sleuth that. And you know, like a tree to hug. That's what I should be using my eyesight to look for, not freaking trail signs. I don't know why, for some reason, I wasn't anticipating climbing hills. Yet here we are. Where are my checking balls when you need them? Break time for a little forest playground fun. You'll learn lots about me on the trail. For instance, my favorite efficient trail hack: snot rockets all day. And nope, we found a big tree to hug. This just gives you an idea of the size comparison again. Look how round this thing is. We found one. And lo and behold, he's on the side. It's a little guy, but he's got lines instead of spots. And wowza, another really big tree. See, I wasn't lying. You know what? It really sucks when you can't capture something's like magnitude in a picture. The videos are a little better, but nothing like it. Okay, I'm spitballing here. I'm just talking out loud my thought process. So, I'm thinking, I'm cutting Lake Tahoe out, I think. Wow, that would be really cool to see. It is 6.5 hours out of my way, if you will, if there's a way. 6.5 hours east, right? And that's really the only thing I was gonna see over there. Which, if I do that, that takes at least, like, I would take 2 days to get there, 2 days to get back. That's 4 days that I'm cutting out of a national park, such as Yosemite, Sequoia. So this is where van life gets tricky. Like, you're always constantly trip planning, right? But it's like, do I go a lot of places and just like peek at them real quick and leave, or do I spend more time at each place and like really dive into it to say like I've seen it, you know? And I'm thinking the latter. I'm getting better at my time management with my job as well, and that I kind of throw that off if I decide to go to Lake Tahoe. It's because those are long driving days, and then I don't really get to see much. Whereas if I stay on the coast, you know, I can go down to San Francisco, spend more leisurely time there, not rushing around, and feel productive at work. So I think I'm gonna do that. And then, I know people always say this, but I really do mean that I'd like fly to Tahoe in the summer when I can actually swim, maybe for like my birthday or something. It's just Labor Day weekend, maybe the weekend after, because that would be horrendous, I think. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. We'll trip plan that out tonight, see what that looks like. Huh. A trail ending that came up into a Y. Do you think that it is marked as to which way is which and where we're going? I will not be gaslit by the National Park Service anymore, thinking that I can't read a map. You can't put signs up. Which one is the easier task? Which one didn't get done? So at this point, I'm turning around, retracing my steps. I'm not super lost, like, I know where to go. It's just annoying. Literally, there's like one sign eons ago to like the big tree Bayside and a couple other trails, but the infamous corkscrew trail or corkscrew tree that I was looking for, like, where were those signs? Because that is right around here somewhere. But anyway, my back is hurting and I'm hungry. Watch out, National Park Service, I'm coming for you. I feel like I'm infamous for turning around on like the exact trail and being like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this footing. I don't remember this tree. Because everything looks so much different going the opposite way. But then I was like, no, you do. Remember you had this thought when you were crossing over this log? I freak myself out sometimes. We made it back to the van. Thank goodness. My back is dead and I'm starving. A little celebratory beer to end the hike.